Good morning. It's Tuesday, November 26, 2013. Getting closer to the end of the year, and look at the market continuing to head higher. And we had a little bit of a pullback late in the session today. You can see the pullback we had, recovered a little bit off our all-time highs, but we hit them today. We hit them another day, another all-time high. Continue to melt higher, and I was pointing this out today, a nice chart talking about possible 3% move into the end of the year, which will bring us about 1850 on the SPY, about 16,600 on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. The melt up is going to continue. You can see each of the headwinds along the way. Let me just bring it up real quick. I talked about this every time I do a video, but real quick, each of them has been a great buying opportunity. I've said that numerous times. And you see this latest buying opportunity. At some point, we're going to get a pullback. We're going to get down to these levels here, possibly to this trend line here that I have outlined. But I think that's going to take a little bit, at least a couple more weeks, at least heading into Christmas. So this market looks like it still wants to head higher. What's also heading higher with stocks, the bond market. You see TLT coming up. This is the 20-year bond treasury fund coming up to that 105 level. And then ultimately, I think it's going to pull back. Interest rates are going to rise. It's going to take a little bit of time. I thought it was going to happen a little more dramatic fashion, but so far it's been a kind of mundane movement in the bond market, aside from the fall that we saw from the strength that we saw back in the middle of 2012. You could almost say a head and shoulders pattern here. Neckline dropping below it, and I think ultimately it's going to head down to 77.50. That's a long term for TLT. How about eBay? eBay really broke down today. You can see it's been in this channel, broke to the downside. This is very bearish for eBay. eBay, if you could look real quick, some of the option contracts for eBay, very attractive. You go back, let's just go out to say December. You can get the 49s for 65 cents. Great deal there for eBay, which is looking very vulnerable to the downside. Probably going to head down to the $46 level and get some support there. That's a figure it hasn't seen since this time last year. That's eBay. Priceline. Look at Priceline, folks. This chart is just up and away. And you can see it just continues to head to the upside, breaking out of channels, and ultimately just heading off into brand new uncharted territory. Priceline up only 0.2%, but still at all-time levels. And I don't think this trend is going to break for quite some time, probably not until the end of the year. So look for Priceline to hit new all-time highs, the 1,200 mark. I think it was an analyst came out, put a $1,500 target on the stock. Certainly not out of the question. How about McDonald's? McDonald's been beaten down really, but has pulled back. And look at this beautiful flagging pattern here. You can draw a channel across the two trend lines, and it's just starting to break out of it. We could see McDonald's move back over that $100 figure in the short term. And the best part of it, McDonald's, I'll bring it up real quick, is the option market is not pricing in a big move. We can go to this week's calls. It's at $98. Say the $100 calls are at 5 by 6 cents. The 99s 25 by 27 cents. Two respectable trades there if you want to take a risk trading out of the money stock options. Amazon, new all-time high today. Same store sales are up this year. That was the data out that helped boost the stock intraday before it pulled back a little bit. You can see it pulled back from the 3-set all-time high level. But if you look at a short-term pattern, you could say there's a cup and handle formation. This is a cup. That's the handle. Hello, new all-time highs again tomorrow. Very easy here in this market when everything just keeps melting to the upside. Obviously, at some point, the music will stop. But the bearish blogs have been wrong for 5 years. Yeah, you can just say short for 5 years with fake money. We like to trade with real money at optionmillionaires.com and been calling for upside move and ultimately a parabolic move to the upside before ultimately everything comes to a crashing, grinding halt. But you see Google hitting new all-time highs today. Google continues to the upside. This is a great move. The stock's going to head over 1,100 before year's end. I said this back in the summer. It was going to head over 1,000. It did. Now 1,100. It will. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Of course, it's going to be timing is everything if you're going to trade this move for the upside via out-of-the-money options. You're going to have to time it right, and that's going to be the most difficult part. Finally, let me get into Apple, because I like Apple. Love the chart here, and you can still see this pattern is going to break to the upside. Captain Kirk. So anyway, you can see consolidating here for quite a while. This is just sucking money out of the option traders who are buying out of the money calls and puts, ultimately going to move to the upside. And I think it's going to happen within the next week or two. So I'm going to probably dabble in some Apple calls this week, which is a holiday shortened week, and then we can go out to next week as well. And I think within the next 2 weeks, we're going to see a nice spike higher for Apple. We have a lot of other things going on. We have gold has been taking it on the chin, broken down. If you look from a long-term perspective, gold, one of the hottest investments, the height of it back in 2011 when it hit highs, everyone thought it was going to the moon, and they thought wrong. Also, that's going to drag the gold miners down. We have GDX breaking 5-year support levels. This is terribly bearish. Terribly. Can I say it one more time? Terribly bearish. And I think ultimately it's going to drag down FCX, which had that head and shoulders pattern. Still, if you put in a lower high, very bearish here on this stock long term. I think it's going to head back down to, call me crazy, $7.50, $10 level. And then finally, let's do Tesla, because Tesla I brought up on the blog at optionmillionaires.com, broke through support at 135. This is a monthly chart. I'm going to go a little closer. What I'm looking for in the short term, I'm looking for a move back up to this 135 level. Right now, the option market's not pricing in that kind of move, which is great. We take advantage of that by the 126 calls this week at about 76 cents. And the 134 calls that expire in December for 76 cents. So we got to move up to that. We're going to be looking at significant profits. I'll be looking to get into that trade tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. Okay, there's the new Annie movie out. I saw Jamie Foxx in Manhattan the other day filming it. Okay. All right, UPB here from optionmillionaires.com. Everyone have a great trading day. I'll see you in the chat room. If I enter any of these trades, I'll let you know first thing at optionmillionaires.com chat room, as well as the private Twitter. Goodbye, and have a great trading day. Goodbye.